Hello, good morning or good afternoon because it's 12 o'clock. This is Tina Lorraine, your certified abundant life coach. And I'm still on my 30-day lives, 30 days of lives, day 27, I believe it is. I didn't check, but I believe it's day 27. Yeah, because the 30th is Friday and the first is Saturday. So yeah, it's day 27. So I just hope you're having a fantabulous or terrific Tuesday. That's my adjective. I try to match an adjective with the day. I hope you're having a terrific Tuesday so far. And I kind of just wanted to come on today to kind of talk about, first of all, have you signed up for class? Have you signed up for Ready, Set, Love, Confidence in Dating Over 40? I certainly hope you did because I need you to sign up. We still have some spaces available. I think we have about two or three. So once it gets up to the maximum, you can't sign up anymore. So if you haven't signed up, do so today. The link is in the bio, and I hope to see you soon. But I wanted to come on. Hello, comedian Rain Money. I think I said that right. I wanted to come on today as your certified abundant life coach and kind of just briefly talk about fear of commitment. And I just wanted to say about this. I was thinking about it today. You know how I do. I start thinking about things and then I'm like, oh, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing my live on today. So I jump on real quick. And I was thinking about just dating and how we can be fearful of commitment. And I don't say that lightly. Like, I'm really not sure of the same cloth as a lot of women who are ready to jump into love head first. Or no, heart first, head back somewhere. The head's way in the back and the heart is all in. I'm not really that type of a woman. And I was just thinking about the dating scene and how we can be very non-committal to things. You know, it's very casual. I know, like, sometimes because I'm a mindset coach, I'm like, I know nothing's going to become of this. So this person, yeah, I can hang out with this person because I'm not really totally fully committed in my heart. I'm not committed to even really dating them. I'm just kind of casually tolerating them. And I used to be this way in the past because, my past, I was a serial dater in my past before I was healed. And, in my heart, it's not that I consciously thought about I'm not all in or I'm not looking for love or I want to be emotionally available or I'm trying to attract emotionally unavailable men. No, I wasn't thinking that way, not consciously, but subconsciously in my heart, that's what I was doing because I had this really big fear of commitment. And I kind of found it very curious that, a lot of my girlfriends or women were just so willing to be committed to love, to be committed to marriage, to be committed to finding that one person. And I found it scary, on the inside. I would try to align to it because I was like, as a woman, I'm supposed to be like that. I'm supposed to be ready to love and ready to fall into love and ready to find a purpose partner. And I never really committed to that. And in my heart, so my actions were, very casual, in the dating scene. My actions were that I attracted people who were, even if they were the committed type, they wouldn't be with me for long because my energy was that of temporary, just temporary. And although things would break up, I would still be very like, I would be upset that I would break up with somebody, but at the same time, I think down in my heart that I kind of knew that's where it was headed. I never saw myself with anybody long haul, over the long period of time. I was just in the moment. And I believe, well, I know in my past that came from the abuse that I suffered in the past. So when you have a fear of commitment, that's because there's a trust issue there. And when I had really looked at it, I was like, yeah, because my trust has been so trampled on. And I've seen so many relationships and marriages, and I just, the dialogue in my head and from what I saw just told me, no, that's not something you want to do. Do you want to be all in like that? Look at what she's going through, or look at what he's going through. Mostly women. And I'm speaking as a woman, so I will be looking at, look what she's going through. Is that what you really want? So I would see, like, the hardness behind marriage. I would see how draining it could be. And although there were times where, everybody's coupled up and it looks so lovely and wonderful and fairy tale-ish, I knew the reality behind that. And so that, coupled with my past, I developed this fear of commitment. And so I would just kind of, when I was dating, especially when I was serial dating, I kind of just knew that, in my heart, it wasn't going anywhere. So I could just have all the fun I want to. I could play at being committed. I could play at it. But the conversations, I would say, oh yeah, I want us to have that exclusive conversation. But if it ever came up, I'd be running in the opposite direction, because I was scared of it. And at the root of it, I didn't trust men at the time. And so I had to acknowledge that. And God had showed me that. And it was like, no, because you don't trust men because of your past, because of the abuse you have suffered, because of what you've seen in relationships. Even though my parents were married and still are married, I grew up with both parents. I still, the majority of relationships I saw, it was just too much going on in them. And I just developed, my heart just was like, you do not want that. And then in my own marriage, I suffered a lot. We both suffered. I'm not going to say he was the whole soul, because of him, we're not together. No, because of both of us. We were both young, had no business really being married, but we were, young high school sweethearts. And I had beautiful children out of that. So that is the beautiful thing that came out of it. But at the same time, that just made me even more, that made me not want to commit more. Even though I was married, I've been married before, and I've dated, and all these stories just made me, it just fed into my story more of why commitment was just such a horror story. And so one of the ways that I kind of let that go in my healing is God just showed me how long I have been committed to living a spiritual life with Him, with Spirit. And although there's been ups and downs, although there's been beliefs I've had to tear down concerning religion, there's been a lot of church hurt, people within your own faith who just disappoint you. And God was like, but through all of that, you're still with me. Through all of the ups and downs, and there was times where I was rebellious and just was like, I've had enough of you, God. I just don't want to do this anymore. And, God wasn't scared. It was like, well, do your thing, but I'm going to be here. I'm going to be right here. I'm not going to ever leave you. I'm not going to ever forsake you. I am loyal to you. I don't care what you're acting like. I don't care what temper tantrum you have. I don't care when you're confused. I don't care when you're downtrodden. I don't care when you're in the valley. I'm always going to be here for you. And so through having that relationship with God, and through some other healing techniques, including therapy, I realized that I'm not fearing commitment. I'm not fearing commitment because there's nothing to be afraid of. First of all, if anything is of fear, it's not from God. So if it's a fear, then I'm going to get to the root of it, because I can't live in fear in any aspect of my life, because that's going to limit me. So if I'm going to live in fear of commitment, that means it's going to limit me down the line and in being positioned for this purpose partner that God has already ordained before I was even born. So I'm going to limit myself by my fear. If I embrace this fear of commitment, I'm limiting myself from that abundant love, part of this abundant lifestyle that God wants me to have. So it's like, no, God, I don't want that because I'd rather stay in my fear. Well, I'm not like that. And I wouldn't be an effective coach if I was like that. So no, if I see a fear in me, then I have to identify it, I have to isolate it, and I have to find out where it came from, and then I have to renew my mind around those limiting beliefs. I have to get rid of those, and then I have to renew my mind with the truth. And so that's what I had to start doing. I was like, okay, the truth was in my past, I came from a lot of sexual molestation, rape, just predatory acts from men. So built up this wall of not trusting, didn't know it. I was still open to be married, still open to be in relationships. But at the end of the day, I had this big fear of commitment because I had trust issues. So I had to identify that and isolate it. And then I had to start renewing my mind. Hi, 3 little diamonds. Very important. Let's connect. Okay. And so after I had done that, then God had showed me, okay, this is what I want you to renew your mind with. And it wasn't just like Bible scriptures, guys. It was like I had to read books. Matter of fact, I've been talking about this book, The Universe Has Your Back by Gabby Bernstein. This is one of the books that I'm reading right now. But I had to have books. I went to therapy. I did all kinds of things to get myself in alignment to be healed. Because once I identify fear, that's it for me. I'm going to get to the root of it. I'm not going to sit in it. I'm not going to let it limit me. And so once I identified all of that, and then God showed me, you're not fearing commitment. Look how long we've been together. Look how long I've been with you. You're just fearing that you wouldn't be able to do it, that you wouldn't be able to really commit yourself full-heartedly, that you was taking it very seriously. And a lot of times when we jump into these relationships and we say we want to be married and we say we're looking for love, a lot of people, it's so easy for them to do it because they're not really taking it that seriously. I mean, they just want the fairy tales and the unicorns and the rainbows and the proposal in the restaurant, or the big wedding or whatever. But it's like that's just like minus 1% of the marriage. The other 99% is hard work. It's getting to know one another. It's going with the ebbs and flows, being there for one another, knowing that you have this person that's with you, that's committed in the long haul of, you're both committed to longevity. Even if it doesn't work out at the time, you're committed, both of you with the same vision, to longevity, to be each other's cheerleaders, to be each other's compliments, to be each other's purpose partners. I mean, that is a very serious weight. That's not something to take lightly. It's not something to just jump into. And I say that because I have jumped into marriage before in my past because I was young and I just didn't know what I was doing, like we all do. I have jumped into relationships where I knew there wasn't going to be any longevity in it because I was emotionally unavailable, and they were too. And so therefore I knew in my heart it wasn't going anywhere. And I was fine with that because at the time I had those trust issues. I had that fear of commitment. So I just wanted to jump on today and say that whatever fear that you are sitting in, I'm just talking about fear of commitment now. But if it's a fear, it is not serving you. It's not serving you. And God is not a God of fear. He does not bring fear. Spirit doesn't bring fear to you. It's your past. It's what you've experienced. And those things will seem amplified in your life. They will seem bigger. They will seem like a mountain you can't get through because they're your truth and that's all you know. But often our fears are not based in truth. They might be based in reality, but reality and truth are two different things. Reality is what you have experienced, what you have gone through. That is real. That pain, those trust issues, those fears, that is real. Those things were built because of the things that you went through. But the truth is what God says, and God is love, that we were born of love, and the precepts of love, and thinking thoughts of peace and joy and purity And when I say purity, I mean, I'm not saying, oh, we're so holier than thou and, 10 Hail Marys. And I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about things that keep you in peace, that keep you in joy, that keep you in flow, that keep you following your bliss, that keep you in purpose, that keep you in vision, that keep you in alignment with God. When we walk in alignment with God, then we're totally in peace. We're in love. We're not worried. We're not frazzled. We're not anxious. We're not having anxiety attacks. We're not stressed out over the future. We're not anxious about the past. We're in total alignment with God right at the minute. At this very second, I'm in alignment with God. I'm on alive, but I'm in alignment with God. And so it's very important to know, if I'm going to take this back to the context of confidence in dating over 40, which is the new class, Ready, Set, Love, confidence in dating over 40, it is very, very important to identify whether or not you have a fear of commitment. If things haven't worked out in the past and you fear commitment in other areas of your life, like I'm okay when it comes to like doing health challenges. I told you guys I love to do challenges. It's a challenge, I'm all in. It's like I put my mind, my brain, my emotions, I'm focused, I'm looking at it, I'm doing it. I'm aligned to the challenge. I'm all in. And so I had to learn how to align to being committed to love. And in that alignment, I'm preparing myself, I'm positioning myself for that purpose partner. I'm no longer thinking the way I used to, which is very casual about dating. I could date or not date. I mean, I wasn't out here hurting anybody, but it was just like, I could date or not date. Dating's never been like a problem for me. I can do it or not do it. And it's just like, whatever. But see, my mindset behind it was whatever. It wasn't like I was looking for love. It wasn't like I was looking for marriage. It was just very, I could take it or leave it. And that type of mindset was not going to position me for the best that God had for me. Now, could I have chosen that and just been like, well, I'm not hurting nobody, so hey, I just choose to be alone. And would that be tolerable? Would that it would be my choice. God has made us people of choice. So I could have chosen that, but would it have been God's best? No. So every day I have to wake up and choose love. Every day I have to wake up and choose not to be fearful of commitment, not to be fearful of what the past has said about relationships, not to be fearful of my past, because that stuff, like I said, even though it's the reality of what I experienced, it's not the truth of what God says. So I just wanted to come on today and kind of just talk about that. And if you're struggling in that area, the Ready, Set, Love, Confidence in Dating Over 40 class, we're going to touch on those areas and we're going to get to the root of why you're like that. So you can position yourself for your purpose partner. So you can be available to love. So you can have an open heart. So you can be joyful. So you can be at peace. So you're not anxious about finding the person, but you're just positioned to find them. And you're just living your abundant life. You're following your visions. You're following your relationship with God. You're loving on yourself. You're loving life. You're staying at peace. You're loving your relatives. You're staying at peace. You're building your inner circle, the people that you trust who are like-minded like you. This is where you want to be. This is the best place to be positioned for love. And it's not all about, techniques of, what to wear and what questions to ask and all these other things. All that stuff will come out of your love, your relationship with God. That stuff is like minute compared to just positioning yourself and becoming love. And if you don't know what it means to become love, then again, you need to sign up for class. I will be so honored to be your life coach. We have a few spaces available. So left. And you have, classes start May 6th. So you have the rest of this week and a little until next Thursday. Well, unless it fills up until next Thursday to sign up. So do something different. If it hasn't been working, whatever you've been trying up until now hasn't been working, then you need to try something different. Don't continue to do the same thing and expect some type of different result. We all know that's the definition for insanity. And you're not insane. So do something different. Sign up for the course. I hope to see you soon. The link is in the bio. If you're on Facebook, it's on my news feed at the top where the title is, where it usually is. I love you guys. I hope you're having a terrific Tuesday. And I will see you tomorrow. We have 3 more days of lives. Woohoo! Bye-bye.